Hi, I'm Dr. Boyce Watkins from yourblackworld.com. Today is May 14th, 2011, and if you're wondering if I'm looking kind of somber and confused and reflective right now, it's because I've had a really up and down day. Something very close to home happened today, and it's something that I think it leads me into deep reflection as I prepare tomorrow to do a radio conversation with Reverend Jesse Jackson, Tavis Smiley, and Michelle Alexander from Ohio State. And then Monday I talked to Reverend Sharpton. And I'll start with the good news. I went to a graduation today at Kentucky State University. I don't like that university very much, to be honest with you. I think they have a lot of work to do, but at the same time, one of the young people that I mentor graduated from there, and I was very proud of her. She really rose out of some tough circumstances and became an outstanding young woman. And at the same time, in the same day, I find out that that a friend of mine who was incarcerated for several years, he had several children. None of the children graduated from high school. I want to say he had 5 kids. None of them graduated. And it's not to show disrespect to anybody. It's just to say that that information kind of made me reflective upon the impact that mass incarceration has on us. It multiplies to the next generation when we allow our black men to be taken away from our communities for such long periods of time. And the most shocking thing that happened to me today that I found out, and this was very close to home. This was a friend of one of my goddaughters. A 3-year-old boy was shot in the head in an incident where he was simply caught in the crossfire, and I don't think the boy's going to live. It looks like he's not going to survive. And the thing was that it was really an incident where there was an argument, and a young man just decided he wanted to shoot into a house several times. And my daughter called me, my goddaughter. She's like my daughter. I love her like a daughter. She called me and she was traumatized. In the post-traumatic stress disorder kind of way that affects so many of our urban kids, where they see this happen so often that they talk about it like it's just no big deal, but this is not a normal thing. And the boy came up and shot into the house over and over and over again. And within the crossfire, the little 3-year-old got shot in the head. And I literally I started to cry. I started to cry because I started thinking about. Excuse me, I'm sorry. I started thinking about this young man, and this could be anybody's child. And to be honest with you, it really affected me deeply because I thought about the day that I had, where you had the triumph of watching a group full of promising young black kids graduate from college, and then you hear about other kids who didn't finish high school, and another 3-year-old who's shot in the head by another young person who's going to spend the rest of his life in prison. And this is the urban America that we've created. This is an urban America that you can directly link to policies that have been allowed to fester and rot away at the soul of our people, to the point that our children have to watch 3-year-olds get shot in the head. If the gun laws were different, I wonder if this kid would have had such easy access to a weapon to go and decide to become a homicidal maniac. If the educational system were better, I wonder if he would have been educated properly and had an opportunity to become something other than a person who decides he wants to kill 3-year-olds. Maybe if he had a job, he would have something to live for instead of doing whatever he did, drug dealer, whatever his occupation is, that leads him into a life where he thinks that he has no choice other than to pull out guns and start shooting people. So, and I think about the 3-year-old and what he's exposed to at an early age because we've allowed this urban decay to occur. So, if you want to know what's on my mind when I talk to people, I talked to Reverend Jackson yesterday about the unemployment issue, and I'm not 100% on the Tavis Smiley side when it comes to dealing with the Obama administration and all that. Tavis and I disagree on a lot of points because I want to critique the administration fairly, but at the same time, I need accountability. I need the Attorney General of the United States to understand that mass incarceration is affecting our children. You have this man that goes to prison and none of his kids graduate from high school. What kind of future is that for those kids, for their family, and for their community? This young man who shot this 3-year-old, I guarantee you that his father was not in his life. So the bottom line is that these issues, these policy issues that we speak about, that we are working to advocate on, are issues that affect our community and affect real people in a very real way. And if I sound like I'm a little emotional, it's because I just heard my little girl tell me about a friend of hers who got shot in the head by a kid who probably was in a situation where he never really had the incentive or the opportunity to make different choices in his life. So that's what's on my mind. That's the roller coaster experience of being black in America. And that's the 3-year-old who did not have to die. Our policies killed that child. When those children don't graduate from high school, our policies are murdering their futures. We have to come together and we have to stand up on this. We have to speak up on this. Black president, white president, green president, any administration that does not directly confront these issues is no friend of the black community, period. So whether or not the Obama administration is a friend of black America or not, I don't know. Time will tell. But at the same time, we must mobilize. If we want to help the president, the best way we can help him is by coming together to advocate for these issues that have a very real impact on the outcomes of our children. I'm Dr. Boyce Watkins from yourblackworld.com. Make sure you keep coming out. We're not just a black news website. We actually want to do something that makes a difference. And as I said, I apologize for being emotional, but that's how I'm feeling right now. And you know me, I speak from the heart. And right now my heart is heavy for this child. God bless you. I'm gone. Peace.